So like I just finished reading the comments for that video I did in the middle of the night, and some guy was like, "Oh, hey, I really like your voice," and I don't know if he like like actually likes my voice or it was just the fact that I was whispering at the middle of the night is my in my bathtub that he enjoyed. What a start to this video this been already. So back in September, I tried doing a randomizer nuzlocke, and if any of you remembered, I blacked out at Claire. Now that I was looking to do something in between black and white and black 2, white 2, I decided to actually go back and try to finish it. You see, like, maybe the team I had left over wasn't the best. Maybe I had to really grind up the levels, but I had some encounters left. I could do things, hopefully. And so, after deciding to boot up this game again, I was going to try, finish, and save this Nuzlocke that I myself ruined. Will I do it? I don't know. I really don't know what to say here for now since I just went everywhere I could to catch a Pokemon. So I'm just going to try my best to get through these as best as possible. Cherry Grove City, we got Floof the Altaria. Violet City, we got Rudolph the Swingu, and we lost Alpha TX Sarah. The Game Corner from Goldenrod, we got Sandshrew as a prize. Ecruteak City, we got Lumico the Gastrodon. Route 46, we got Bean the Weepinbell. Route 45, we got Lumalo the Togetic. And we miss Latias on Black Throne City. So, yeah, not much can be said after that. Like, I guess I grind for 8+ hours, but I don't think that's interesting. I guess I'm ready for the rematch against Claire. I started with Sandshrew. It did half damage and it died. This has been a rough start already. Syrup then went in and finished the Dialga. So up next were the 3 other Pokemon Claire had, and I was scared because she has a Dialga. What else could she have? And then I saw those 3 Pokemon. She first sent out Curlia that didn't do anything other than just change Syrup's ability to Insomnia. So yeah, the real threat was her Vaporeon. I really didn't have anything for it, so I just sent out Lumico, and it kept flattering Lumico till I just could take it down with Special Ren. So I was just stalling it out, healing HP with Ingrain and Wish until I was able to take it down about 4 minutes later. Yes, I know, that was boring, but hey, guess what? I'm trying to win. And her final Pokemon was a Vespiquen, and nothing much can be said about that one. She only really had her Dialga. Everything else wasn't necessarily a threat, but just thinking this one Pokemon is what made me lose precious Pokemon really makes me feel sad now. Anyway, time to go into Dragon's Den because she didn't want to give me the badge. One thing I want to point out is that a trainer had a Moltres and then sent out a Magikarp, which is funny to me, and what's even funnier was this. It is very... I should have... I think Lumico would have been better. Bro... A massive whale just flying across with a 10 speed. I would run. The final battle I had down here was with 2 children. One had a Skitty and the other had a Raikou. I think I know which one is the favorite. Clearly the one with the Skitty. After talking to the man and doing a small quiz, he convinced Claire to give me the badge, and that was that. I actually spent more time down in Dragon's Den trying to get another encounter. There were only Celebi and Fairfy down here. That sucked. I couldn't catch them. And before heading to the Elite Four, I went west to Route 47, hoping to get some good final encounters. Nothing too much out of these battles. I did end up missing out on the Surskit, and that sucked, but I got Tina the Lotad for my Route 47 encounter. I just don't have a Grass Stone, and they're starting to pile up. One trainer had a Darkrai and a Flygon. That would have been scary, but they were level 20, so they went down pretty easily. With Route 48, I proceeded to get Pain to Firo. It actually had a good moveset, and I was ready to have it on the team, as half of my team necessarily didn't have any really good moves. In the Safari Zone, I saw Magnemite and it ran away. Back to Route 45, I just went and did some battles to get some XP. Be prepared for anything. I can't wait for him to bring out Raikou. Ante! Oh my. I mean, I wasn't prepared for that. It's a psychic type. Why does everything know judgment? I feel like I've already been in this situation before. I mean, I also saw a Groudon, but that was about it. So before I could go and do the Elite Four, I had to beat up some kimono girls. Why? I don't know, but each of them had one Pokemon. There were 5 battles back to back. What could go wrong? Ooh, I like that. Okay, they each have one Pokemon. Mewtwo! Anyway, I didn't lose anyone, so let's see what's next. The final 2 were easy, but my god was that stressful. I wasn't sure what to do next, so I just went and did my encounter for the World Islands until I accidentally killed it. After doing a Google search, I found out that I did have to go into the World Islands, so I went back there after collecting items, doing a battle that I haven't done, and doing another Google search on the layout. I finally made it to the bottom where the 5 girls dance and what looked like a Lugia to come out from a waterfall. Who's ready for the Rattata? After doing a Google search, I found out that you can catch story related Pokemon even if you already used up the encounter for that area. So I just added Y the execute to the pile of needing an evolution stone, and this pile is getting way too big now. And before heading to Kanto, I did the encounter for New Bark Town, and my god. Wait, is this still my town? Wait, if this is still the town, that means I have another. Pain, all I have to say is thank you for your sacrifice. Pacer test is now the backbone of this run. Route 27 encounter was a Sunkern. I didn't even bother. Koju Falls, I encountered a Castform, and I guess that's something. I mean, it's not another stone evolution, but like, could have been better. I just called it Bow Wow and threw it in the box. Nothing much can be said about the battles here. Lumicone and Syrup just dealt with everything, and we were just walking on by. But for Floof, it might live. Yeah, it lived. So what's next? Seeing another legendary? You know, it's really fitting since they are a psychic trainer. Anyway, I reached the end of Route 27, and call me a coward all you want. I went back and healed because I don't want to lose anyone else. I'm already suffering from having a limited team, so let me at least try my best. After running across the region, I came back, and for my Route 26 encounter, I was able to get a Pig the Vileplume. Ignore the fact that Lumico almost killed it, but looking at its moveset, I was more than happy to have it on my team. All I needed now was a Pokemon Center so then I could add it. Moving up, nothing much can be said until I encountered a trainer with a Milotic. It knew Synthesis, Curse, Peck, and Gravity. The only special attacks I had were ones that were not very effective, so out came Tina, and this was a battle of just determination. I spammed all my X specials onto Tina, raise her special attack, and use Petal Dance while it kept healing and cursing, and I hated it, and Tina went down. I was upset. Lumiko came out and finished a mile tick, with Bean finishing the rest of the fight. But for Tina, I know she was a stone evolution, but after that battle, I really wanted to have her on the team. I really wanted her to evolve into a Ludicolo. But this is where it ends. The final battles weren't much. I made it to Victory Road, where I caught Triangle de Kabutas, which I was happy to have. The only other notable thing is that I picked up the TM for Earthquake, and at the end of the tunnel stood one man, a man who had a dream to end my run. He was also there watching me do the Kimono Girls battle, but let's forget that. Now came time for the battle against TrevD. We opened with a Bronzor, which Lumiko took down. Bean took down his Doduo, and Syrup took down his Unknown. So far, his first three Pokemon have been depressing. I was expecting more. Anyway, what's his fourth Pokemon? So today, I had to low. I think. Oh, I thought Sierra would be able to handle it, but Mega Kick was too scary. Also, because at the time I thought it was a fighting type move. So I sent out Lumiko, and it used a Confuse Ray on me. After these two fighting it out, and by that I mean only 2 turns later, Lumiko took down Lopunny but barely survived, with 23 HP remaining. Somewhat of a challenge, but still not very threatening. Come on, TrevD, give me a challenge. He sent out Ho-Oh. Syrup used Rollout twice. Ho-Oh went down. But he must have something in the back which will be able to turn this fight around, right? It was a Togetic. It went down easy. Anyway, at the Elite Four I had to grind again. At least it only took me 5 hours this time. After grinding the team, I finally had my team to take on the Elite Four. Lumiko the Gastrodon, Bean the Weepinbell, Syrup the Bee-Barrel, Pacer Test the Heracross, El Pig the Vileplume, and Triangle the Kabutas. Here we go. Will was first, and he opened with Ledian, which Lumiko took down quite easily. He then went into a Weavile. I sent out Syrup, and whatchamacallit? It's... Oh my god, stop! Yo, call! I sent out Pacer Test and I wanted to take it down fast since it had pressure, making me waste more of my moves, but we were able to take it down. The Clefable was next, so I sent out Triangle. I just used Cosmic Power over and over again, and it kept using Close Combat. Triangle did live, and one thing that I didn't notice at this point was that Triangle's ability prevents it from getting crit on. So since I had Cosmic Power with it, that means I could have made a literal tank of a unit. But I didn't know that. Either way, we took down the Conflable with ease. Next up was Zapdos, and it Toxic spiked on the first turn, so I didn't switch at all. Just a battle of Triangle slowly chipping away at its health while Zapdos barely did any damage to me. And yes, I did forget that I had like 2 poison types in my team. A Chimchar was his final Pokemon, and a Water Pulse from Triangle just put it in red. It roared and brought out Bean, which ended up picking up the spikes. Like I said, I forgot. And it just Shadow Clawed to end it. I didn't make fun of the fact that he had a Chimchar in the back, because I was having war flashbacks to Big Whoop and the Trico. But we did it, and we lost 1 Pokemon, and still had 4 battles to do. That's great. Now let's see what Koga has. He opened with a Poliwag, which Lumiko easily dealt with. A Pelipper was next, and El Pig was finally going to have some screen time. Now came a battle that was going to take a while, because it didn't have anything to El Pig with, so it kept Shadow Forcing, and I was able to hit it with Toxic on turn 1, so it was just a matter of time, and it ended up fainting in the Shadow Realm. Mantine was next, so I just used the same strategy. Just had Draco Meteor in charge, so I basically took it down. But it took longer because Koga healed it. Ramparados was next, and Lumiko came out. Hit Earthquake, and that was it. Sharpedo was the final Pokemon, and Lumiko just did the same thing. Hit Earthquake, and we won. Now it's Bruno's turn. He opened with Krabby, which Lumiko dealt with easily. I'm running out of ways of just saying this because some of these Pokemon aren't actually threats, so we just one-tapped the Pokemon and move on. Like the Ghastly that being one-tapped. Now time for Arbok, who was more of a threat. It lived in Earthquake from Pacer Testing, but her down in red with a wing attack. But I still attacked it the next turn and it went down. So happy to have a priority move. Now he sent out to Palkia. I sent out El Pig and was going to do the same strat that I used with the Pelipper. Funny enough, it also had Shadow Force, so it died to poison, but not in the Shadow Realm this time. And Misdreavus was the last Pokemon and Bean dealt with it easily. Time for Karen, who actually made me think. She opened with Giraffe, I don't know how to pronounce this one, who paralyzed me and somewhat trapped Lumiko in battle. I saved this because it said that in the game dialogue, she switched it out for Manaphy, so I switched out Lumiko for Triangle. I just set up Cosmic Power and I still didn't know about Triangle's ability. So next came a long battle between Manaphy and Triangle, of Manaphy wanting to hold a grudge against Triangle and Triangle just setting up its defenses. After a while she switched out Manaphy for Raichu and Triangle got paralyzed due to static. I healed and Raichu used it, but in the end it only did about 20. So I let it dig, switched out for Pacer Test, and Earthquaked it while it was underground, taking it out. One Pokemon finally went down. Ivysaur was next and I decided to send out Bean, who dealt with it in 2 turns and only lost about 20 HP. Machamp was next and I went for a small gambit. I sent out Triangle again and used Brave Bird. Machamp lived, but Triangle was deep in the yellow. I used Drain Punch while Karen healed and then gambled and used Brave Bird again. But Triangle lived. She's fine. Don't worry about it. Manaphy came back out, but I left Triangle in for the XP, then switched her out for Lumiko. Manaphy held a grudge and Lumiko lost all Earthquake uses. That really sucks. Giraffe came back out once again and we didn't get paralyzed and it went down to a single surf. That was all of the Elite Four, and then there only remained one person left from completing this challenge. Lance. So Lance, the final battle. The one who was standing in my path to finally completing this run with these 5 Pokemon. I am ready to finish this, once and for all. Just please don't have 5 legendaries. He opened with a Lickitung, which Lumiko one-shot it with Surf thanks to a lucky crit. But that was only his first Pokemon. He also had a Stantler, Magnezone, Apom, Uxie, and Slowpoke. I kept out Lumiko for Stantler, but then I saw it had Grass Whistle. This was the first time I saw it, and I saw it was a damaging move. So I switched out Lumiko for a Pig, and it had Fire Punch and it got one-shot crit. Pacer Test can do this, unless Grass Whistle hits this time, putting her to sleep. Lumiko comes back out, and I was able to wake up Pacer Test and heal a bit since Lance kept going for Grass Whistle and it kept missing. So Lumiko took care of Stantler. Magnezone was next and it had Solar Beam, but we had Earthquake. It went down. Apom was next and I just sent out Pacer Test for Earthquake since it was fast. But oh lord, why did Crush Grip do more than half? It did 80. Next was Uxie, which at first didn't seem bad. I sent out Bean since it had Shadow Claw. It had Amnesia, which wasn't bad until I saw how little Shadow Claw did. No worries, we can just play the long game. I am playing this extremely safe. You know, I haven't been using a lot of clips like last time. I sent out Triangle and just spammed Cosmic Power. It also had String Shot, so I'm ready to play the long game, since my only physical damaging moves were Brave Bird and Drain Punch. So I healed my team and just banned my Wind move. He also used Pound at one point, but I had to be careful since I brought it down to red. Lance would just heal, so after doing this for like 5 minutes, yes, I know, this is a lame way to win. I started to attack, and after 3 minutes, it went down, and Triangle really didn't have any moves left. Finally, his last Pokemon, a Slowpoke. It knew Swagger and Muddy Water, and Triangle soon ran out of moves, so I switched her out for Bean. I thought Bean could finish this, but Slowpoke had other plans. It used Swagger, and for 2 turns, Bean hit himself, meaning I lost Bean when I shouldn't have. Pacer Test ended it. And yeah, I became the champion. Hooray! It was painful. The grinding sessions were harder than normal since I would normally grind until the Pokemon fainted, so I had to be careful. In the end, all that hard work to lose so many teammates, some to actual garbage and some because I was being full of myself, sucked. But when I do come back to this in a year or so, I will have my work cut out for me. If I ever do plan on doing another Nuzlocke in the future, I will try to live stream it. I had more fun when I was doing it live and I felt more motivated. But it might not be like big 2-hour sessions, maybe small half an hour to an hour sessions. But I walked out with Pacer Test, Triangle, and Lumiko, and I can officially say that I completed this Nuzlocke. well, for base game. Thanks for watching.